Abantu bakithi, I want to give you another scenario of how these false prophets operate. In Africa, there are some of the kingpins of the false prophecy. They are moguls of the false prophecy. Those people, they've got all this equipment, all these rituals that you can utilize in order to lie to people like they're doing to people right now. So apart from this, the one that has the false prophet has to be told about your history and all that. This is another part, another scenario. Now, those people, you hear that there are a lot of false prophets who always go to Nigeria, Ghana, you name them. Those people are going to fetch. Those are tokens. A lot of those are head of the pig. They take that head of the pig with what they are going to do there. And things that they are doing there are disgusting. I don't want to talk about them. You heard about them when what people said about when you go there, what it happens to you in a dark room. They said it, people who know more about that. But now, these people, what they do, they are given a token. Like I said, most of them, there is a head of the pig. They're going to take it there by the gate of the church, or maybe where he works, where he lied to people one-on-one and whatever that nonsense is all about. And then when you come, there is it's like a scan. It's like a scan, not a scam, scan. It scans you. It scans you, and then it takes information from you and give it to that false prophet, because there is stuff that he uses in order for him to be in the same level, spiritual level, as that pig. Now you've got information, or she's got information about you. When you get there, it's going to tell you everything about you, because he or she got that from the scan of that pig when you went past them. I'm saying this because I'll tell you why. There is no one who has ever came to me and asked me about my whereabouts. But there are people who prophesied me. I'll tell you of one scenario. It was in Potchefstroom. There is a time that I wanted to buy a Range Rover. It was 2015. And then I went to a church, and then it's a prophetic kind of a church. I used to go there actually. So when I go there, the man of God, as they call themselves, he called me together with a certain lady. And then he said to that lady, "Yeah, you want to buy a Range Rover? Yeah, in 3 months' time, you'll be having that Range Rover." And then deep in myself, I knew that he was talking about me. So something went wrong with that scanning. And then he said to me, "Wena, I'm going to be a pastor. You're going to be a pastor. God wants you to serve him." Anyway, that one I know about it because I've been told already by 3 of the prophets, truthful prophet. One of them, a lot of people know her. Anyway, she's no more than I can mention her name. Although you might think that I'm doing this because she's no more. Her spirit can hear if I'm lying. She was a very prominent prophetess Mama Kanda. She told me, she came to my house the other day, coming to see my wife, and together with her cousin, they came there. And then she told me that God wants me to serve him, and if I can start serving Lord, it's gonna see changes happening in my life. And by all means, I started now praying and talking to people, motivating people, and then my life changed. And well, I won't say how it's changed, because I'm not a materialistic kind of a person. And it's gonna change more and more, because now I'm doing that with a high momentum now. I'm at a supersonic speed. You know my videos, you know what I'm doing, campaigning, all that. Apparently, so that is how these people can get to know you. So that lady, she used to go to that services. So after buying that, I didn't buy Range Rover anyway. I bought a Q7. So I saw that lady again at that time, say, "Hi, did you manage to get your Range Rover?" He said, "No, I didn't." Then I said, "No, you know, that guy was talking about me actually. I'm the one who wanted to buy a Range Rover. But apparently I bought a Q7. So that's how I know that these people can capture you. Another reason why I say they can capture you, he said, God wants me to serve him. I have to be a pastor. And a lot of people mention it, that God wants you to serve him. I mean, serving could be what I'm doing right now, campaigning and cautioning people about drugs, about GBV, about crime. But I know that it's not that what God wants me to do in actual fact. But anyway, I have to make a second thought and embark on what God wants me to do. And then another scenario, it is sometimes I used to live in Braamfontein, and then I went to prophetic church in Bramley. And then the guy said, "Yeah, there's someone here who wants to be this and this." Actually, I was studying towards that. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you more about myself. And then, if you want to have a hammer, tell yourself you've got a hammer. He said it at the same time. And at that time, I was doing that. I was studying towards that. And I wanted to buy a hammer. It was 2008. Yeah. I wanted to buy a hammer. Then I said, yeah, these people, they are really, really on it. And that guy, I know he's actually not really, really 100% a prophet. But anyway, I just went there because sometimes you go to these services because of the way they raise up your spirit. But you must remember, it's not that if a person is a false prophet, he won't spiritualize you, he won't raise your spirit. No, that is not the case. Remember how David was and how Solomon was. Those people were humanizers, and you name them. David is even worse because he took Bathsheba, who was a wife to Uriah, and then Uriah was killed because he gave an order that he must be put in front so that he should be killed, and he ended up marrying Bathsheba. But God had a plan about Bathsheba because she ended up giving birth to Solomon. So anyway, so you can imagine that I go to those, even now I can still go to a false prophet church because of what I want to benefit, like, gaining that spirit and singing and, all this stuff. But if they prophesy me, I'll accept because I want to know more about myself, because they capture you, they tell you the truth actually. It's either through being informed or through using that scan. So I would love to know about myself, what's going to happen, but I want to go for medications and treatment and all that stuff. And another one who said something about me, which I won't mention anyway, because there's something to do with my family. It's not anything bad, it's something that I know happened sometimes before I was involved in a matrimonial affair. But he revealed it, and I said, "Oh, it's true. He knows about." So that guy, I don't trust him as well because anyway, he charged me, and then he said he's gonna give me treatment. I used the treatment, and it never worked. At the time, it was in 2010. 2010. So don't think it's only that they are informed. They also use some other mechanisms to capture the information about you. So be careful about false prophets. They'll prophesy you rightfully because they use those mechanisms. But I can guarantee you, treatment, it's zero. You'll never get even 1% treatment because all those is just a scam. They are not real prophets. They are not truthful prophets. They are not saving the Lord. They are operating under the behest of the evil spirit, of the demons. They are just like Satanists. So it's either you do it like me, I go to their services because I want to raise my spirit. If they prophesy me, it's fine. I won't be funny and say don't prophesy me. It's free of charge. But I won't take a treatment. So you heard now. Thank you for listening. Sharp.